Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of My Thoughts On. And today, my thoughts are on Dark Cloud. So, what are my thoughts on Dark Cloud? If you guys are new to the channel, please think about liking, subscribing, commenting. I do plan on doing these videos after each Let's Play, so if you are curious about my opinions and things like that on the channel, please feel free to do so. Anyway, my thoughts on Dark Cloud. First of all, Dark Cloud was a game that I got a long time ago, when I was younger. I don't even think I was like 10 years old yet, and my dad actually picked the game out for me. Saw the cover of it, thought it might be something I would like, and it was one of the first games that my father, him and I actually played together with. He would sit in his couch, whatever, watch me play. It was actually a really good bonding experience with me and my father, so it was a really good time, and I played it several times. I beat it a decent amount of times, and really just enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the idea of going around in these dungeons, building these towns, and of course upgrading weapons as always. But it was more of like the journey, and hanging out with my dad was always a fun time and everything like that. It was just a lot of cool stuff. And so that's just how Dark Cloud fell into my lap. My father found it, I played it, it was a fun time. So what do I think about this game? For starters, I think the story's decent. I think that it makes a very good story. I think that it makes a very good, like the idea of just, the world is in shambles and you gotta save it and all that kind of stuff. And it's just a really fun experience. I also like the weapons. The weapons are just, phenomenal. How do I block again? I forget how I block. But just the bread and butter of this game is literally the weapons. The idea that you build these weapons up and you evolve them, and they transform into these weapons of minor destruction, if you want to call them that, because this Chronicle Sword, for example, is gorgeous and beautiful and really strong. And of course, the second part of this game, with the level design and building of different towns and things like that, is a lot of fun too. Each town you could build up differently each and every time. It's a fun little time. If you want a tree here, or you want a specific place here, or you want, what I'm saying? It's just fun to do. And with each character has their unique abilities, their unique weapons. They're all fun to use. And it's just a lot of things. Like, you have someone like Tone who uses swords, and you have someone like Ruby who uses rings that casts magic. Then you have someone who's Osmond who just blows everything away with their guns. It's just a really fun experience. It's a really fun thing to do. And when I first played this game, I wasn't really that successful because, I was younger. I really didn't know how this game played out or anything like that. I was younger. I played whatever, you know what I'm saying? And the way that this game presented these fun enemies, presented the idea of building these great cities or towns, was fun. Another example of fun, at least to me, was the fact that you have all these fantastic creatures, these enemies that you would fight and take down. And, I think they're unique. Yes, they use different ones, like the Evil Bat. We've seen the other bat in the very first area. Although the Cursed Dancer is unique to this area, a lot of enemies, like the Blue Dragon, Black Dragon, the regular dragon, a lot of them are unique. Like most enemies, I would think, are unique or they're rehashed, But I mean, it's still cool. I think the abilities of each character are unique to their character, of course, except Zhao, because unfortunately, Zhao is made obsolete by the time you get Osmond, which, to be fair, you you do use Xiao throughout this game and everything like that. But once you get Osmond, she's rendered obsolete, unfortunately. I think the idea of dungeon diving in this game is literally the third best thing about this game. The idea of going through each dungeon and each area, they're so unique. You know, you have a little cave, then you have a forest, then you have a whole, you know, castle, or you have like an Egyptian tomb and things like that. Rich shipwreck. All of these are you're practically on the moon in one of them. Just really unique areas. And I have to be honest with you, I think that if people haven't played this game, you guys really should. If this is your first experience with this game, and I am so happy to take you guys on that journey to play this game. Whoa. Sorry about that. I'm trying to be as professional as possible, but these enemies coming out of here, you know what I'm saying, it's crazy. Anyway, these characters, this game, the way it plays out, the story is just, when you were there in 2001 and you were experiencing this game, it was just amazing. It was such a unique and underrated PlayStation 2 game. And what I hope to do is this, right? I don't know necessarily the age of my viewers, but really anyone not old enough to play this game by the time they were, you know, in 2001, or maybe you were born after 2001, I encourage you guys to pick this game up. I mean, I would rate this game high on this list with like a 9 out of 10 almost. Maybe not perfect, maybe more like an 8.5 or whatever. But this game just holds a lot of childhood memories, especially with being with my father. And it was a nice time, it was a lot of fun to hang out with him at times, and it was just really something great. And what else is great is that a lot of times my own children will come down and they'll sit with me, and, you know, they'll ask questions like, oh, you know, Dad, what game are you playing? What are you doing? You know, and I get to tell them about how, you know, this is a game from when I played, you know, when I was their age or younger or whatever. And even, you know, my own father would sit there and watch them play, or watch me play as I watch them play sometimes. And it was all just a nice, like, full circle type thing, you know what I'm saying? Along with that, you have this great, you know, map. And you'll notice here, right here, guys, that if I can get to it, this is the Demon Shaft. This is the last area of the game, which I've decided to hold off of. If people do want me to play it, I can play it, but as of right now, it might not necessarily happen. And even then, there's extra end-game content where you can go into the Demon Shaft, and that's really good too. And I don't really think you saw a lot of that with a lot of PlayStation 2 games, at least the PlayStation 2 games that I saw, that I played. So, it just wasn't like that. Then you have these sprawling towns that look good, and other towns where we can show off and everything like that. It's just a great game all around. And once you beat the game, you realize how much progress you put into the game, how much heart you put into the game, because everything is customizable from the, you know, the towns, you know, not your characters so much, but like, you know, maybe you don't want the mushroom house here, maybe you want it over here, but you know, some places need to be here, like Poe's house will always have to be by the peanut pond, but you could always put Coco's house somewhere else as long as trees are around. As you guys can tell, I have a lot of heart for this game. I have this game holds a very special place in my heart, and it's enjoyable, and everything. Oh, and by far one of the other best parts about this, number 4, you know, other than of course the weapons, the allies, and the dungeons, the music. The music is so wonderful. I mean, you know, the calming music of Matataki Village, the thrilling music of the King's Curse boss fight, and it just it all is so well and complements the game so well. just really great. And you want to know what? I get that the game is a little bit like looks a little bit better with its HD remaster, but the game, even with the remaster, still holds up to this day. And as of recording this video, is a 23-year-old game, an original PS2. I'd like to even consider it a PS2 classic. But that's that's my opinion. Like I said, I do think that this game's underrated. I don't see people talk about it enough. And amongst my group of friends growing up, I find that not everybody played this game. You know, of course, you had your Spyro fans and your Crash Bandicoot fans, but I think I was the only one. Maybe there was another person who played this game. But you know, it's just a great experience all around, and I encourage everyone to pick up this game, play it, and its sequel, Dark Cloud 2, literally improves on every single thing that if this game had a flaw, if this game had an issue, improves that. Maybe not makes it like super 100% better, but improves on it. And things like combat, things like leveling the weapons, things like the music, all are improved, even, and they're not flawed, you know. But that is for my thoughts on a different time. What else do I want to talk about here? The locations. I think the locations are good. You might be seeing that I'm going through each location just to go back and forth and everything like that. I do like how unique the locations are. Rune Village is your typical village, your starting out area, you know, nothing crazy unique about it, just, you know, fix this, do this, that kind of thing. Then you start to get introducing little mechanics here with Metataki Village. You got to, you know, put the river all the way to the Water Guardian or Life Guardian or whatever Trent is. I think it's a Water Guardian or Element, whatever he is or she is or whatever. And then you have Queens, where each location is a little bit higher up, meaning some people want to be lower, some people want to be, you know, closer to watery, some people want to do this, yada yada yada. That kind of stuff. Then you have another unique one in Muskaraka, whatever the devs want to call it. Where you have to put these totem poles in a certain way, and they have to be placed in a certain area. And again, all just really good. And then they pretty much abandoned the idea, unfortunately, with the Moonsea, where all you got to really do is build the moon giant, the sun golem giant, whatever you call them. And then, of course, that's with that being said and done, then it's just the Dark Heaven Castle, where there are no requests. The only Georoma is literally putting Sada's memories together. But the idea is that you have all these unique locations with these unique characters that have these unique requests. And the game, to me, is easily up there. You know, not top 3, because we've already discussed my top 3, but it's definitely like top 10. Maybe one day, if I ever have a Q&A done with, you know, this stuff, maybe I'll tell you guys, like, what my top 10 are. I don't know. But I don't know what else to really talk about. I think I covered everything. I'm probably, you know what happened in the last one? I figured something out. If I figure out anything else, I'll leave it in the comments section, or I'll leave it in the video description. And as I've said, I will work on maybe the Demon Shaft. Maybe we will be doing that, you know, I don't know. But for now, this is the end of Dark Cloud. And maybe Dark Cloud 2 will come out someday, but I really do hope you guys did enjoy the series. I do hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know your thoughts on this game. You know, what weapons did you end with? Did you build the Chronicle Sword, or did you go to the 7th Heaven, which is usually what I go to? Did you use anybody more specifically? You know, I always feel, obviously you gotta go with Tone. You just gotta go with Tone, because obviously he's the best. But did you prefer Ungaga? Did you prefer Osmond? Like, I really like Osmond. I love the design of Osmond, but the problem is that he comes in so late in the game, you know, you can't really use him. You know, what was your favorite boss fight? What's your favorite music? Let me know down in the comments below. And you know, guys, I really appreciate your time with watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Tim with my thoughts on Dark Cloud. Hope you guys have a great day.